Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with another review. This is going to be a show review. I'm going to be talking about the new Netflix or the newish Netflix show One Day that recently came out earlier this month. I have a lot of thoughts. I've finally had time to kind of process the whole thing. So now I just want to come here and kind of talk to you guys about it. But yeah, if you guys are at all interested to hear about my opinions on the show, just keep watching. All right, guys, so before I actually get into the plot of this show, I want to quickly say that this is actually an adaptation of the 2011 movie that came out. That was actually the adaptation of a book that came out far earlier than that. The movie famously starred Anne Hathaway, and funny enough, I remember before watching the show on Netflix, I remember the movie, but I don't remember the whole movie because I didn't watch it in its entirety. I feel like it was one of those films I put on and then fell asleep and never went back to watch again. But after I watched the show, I went back and watched the movie just to kind of compare the two. But I feel really lucky that I was able to watch the show without knowing it much about the movie or anything at all, so that I could just kind of judge it on its own. And I really liked it. I really liked it, and that's why I'm doing this review. So yeah, let's get into the plot of the show. So the story follows Emma and Dexter, two college students or college graduates that meet at a graduation party. Dexter is kind of the cool guy, lots of charisma, has lots of friends, a popular guy on campus, and Emma is more so the kind of quiet, quirky, straight A student kind of girl, just to give them both like a quick little profile. They end up meeting that night, and there is some chemistry between the two of them. Nothing major happens that night except for some talking where they kind of get to know each other, and that kind of is what sparks this friendship that later takes us, the viewers, on a 20-year journey of just kind of watching these two people grow and become the people that they're going to become. Right after college, Emma and Dexter kind of go onto separate paths, and we see Dexter kind of takes the route of kind of traveling after college, kind of wants to find himself, enjoy himself a little bit, whereas Emma goes straight into the workforce, and I think it has a lot to do with kind of their backgrounds and their economic backgrounds in a lot of ways. She definitely comes from a working class background, and you can see that Dexter comes from a wealthy family. It's very obvious from the very beginning. So the two of them do kind of have different kind of priorities, I think. We also see that in the first episode, Emma does tend to put a lot of pressure on herself and kind of wants to do something big with life, wants to change the world. That's like exactly what she says, I think, in the first episode. And you can see Dexter has more kind of a laid back approach, kind of wants to enjoy life, and that's kind of the vibe you're getting from him. So we see kind of, you know, him on that side of the world, and then her on another side. But we do see the two of them we're sure to like connect and kind of write each other messages. Big reminder, the story is set like in the 80s, late 80s, goes into the 90s, and then the early 2000s. So there was no cell phones for a chunk of the time of this story is happening. So a lot of it is like letters, postcards, and you can kind of see them communicate. It's so fun to actually watch that and the evolution of how people communicate through that time, because it changed so drastically, specifically in that time. So it was definitely so fun to see that. But we see them connect, you know, talk to each other, and kind of what happens. After, you know, some time after that, we see Dexter does end up finding success pretty fast, and we see Emma is struggling with like where she is in life. She's definitely not happy with what she's doing, and she is not happy with how things have ended up. And we kind of see their relationship and kind of the uncomfortable truth that she's dealing with there, with, you know, watching this, you know, her best friend who kind of took life on like easy mode, kind of relax, find success so quickly, where someone like herself who takes life so seriously is having kind of a problem striking gold. And I find another part of this very interesting. I remember having conversations with friends after university, just talking about how you know, hard it is when you're such a straight A student, working really hard, and how hard, you know, reality is, and like, you know, being slapped with, you know, sometimes you're not always rewarded like you kind of are in life when you kind of take, you know, kind of quote unquote do everything right, follow the rules, get straight A's, and then you kind of feel like you might be rewarded in the real world. But reality is like, it's not always that simple, and sometimes it has a lot to do with luck, or being in the right place at the right time, or knowing the right people. So it was very interesting to watch Emma, kind of a character, like people who are characterized like Emma, kind of just seeing that, and seeing how like she struggled to find her way. I find that very relatable and interesting. So yeah. And then we basically kind of see the rest of the story. We just see both Emma and Dexter go through relationships, go through, you know, personal family moments. I want to try my very hardest not to spoil too much. I will say that there is a sad ending. I feel like if you've been watching or listening or reading any of the discourse that's been happening online around this project and this show, you'll know that there is kind of a not so great ending. So I'll just say that I really, really enjoyed the show. I thought it was really well done. I loved everything about it, from the casting to kind of the scenic shots. I loved everything about where they filmed, and the outfits. I didn't love, I think her name is Emma. I don't want to mispronounce her name. I think that's the name of the actress who played Emma. I didn't love her outfits, but I did really love Dexter's outfits. I feel like they dressed him really well, and I do understand he is playing kind of a wealthier person, so maybe his outfits look better because of that. But I feel like there are plenty of ways to dress someone, you know, well, even if they are not necessarily wealthy. I just think maybe I don't personally like this character's style, and that has a lot to do with it. But I think she is really beautiful, and she did a lovely job. I think the chemistry was amazing, and I think the two of them were great together. And I think their conversations and their wittiness, everything kind of matched. I think the two of them matched really well, like personality wise. And when we do get to see them kind of together near the end of the story, I just feel like they really meshed well, like so well together. I will also add that even though I loved the story so much, I did not love the ending. I don't know. I am not a fan of unhappy endings as a whole. I know some people might say there's reality in it, and there's this, that. I am not a fan of sad endings. I prefer happy endings. I hate it. I did not like the ending. I hated it so much. I mean, it left me in tears. I feel like I needed more. Like I wish after all of that and all of that she'd been through, and kind of waiting for him to mature and become the person that she needed him to be, it would have been nice if they could have like a proper happy ending. I feel like also we didn't really get a wedding. It kind of sped through very quickly, and I get that we as the viewers only see them on January 15th, so maybe they don't get married on January 15th. But it would have been a cute touch if they did get married on the day that they met. That would have been kind of cute. Anyways, the point is, I really hated that ending. I feel like it would have been nice to kind of maybe, you know, have a piece of Emma with him always. It would have been good if his daughter was actually their daughter together, and that way she would always kind of be with him in a lot of ways. I feel like that would have been a really nice way to kind of have her legacy kind of move forward. And you know, but that's just me overthinking it. But I did love the story, and I feel really like great, like that I was able to, you know, watch it and experience it. I feel like it's wonderful. I feel like there are a ton of lessons in this story. I feel like, you know, we really need to learn to live in the moment, take chances, even though they can feel scary and overwhelming, and like, I think it is important to remember that it's important to take a chance, because when you do, it could unlock like the greatest, you know, story or experience of your life. You just never know. And it's important to not let fear cripple us. I think, yeah. But overall, I feel like I really, really did love the story, and I really did have fun you know, meeting these characters, reading it, and reading it, watching it, and experiencing their friendship, but also their love story. Let me know in the comments down below if you've seen the show, if you liked it, how did you find the ending, and if you did read the book. But yeah, that is everything for this review. I will definitely be back with more reviews for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.